The US military says it's completed another wave of strikes against Iran that began on Sunday night, the fourth in the space of a week. US Central Command said they hit dozens of targets aiming to degrade Iran's ability to continue attacking international shipping flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. Air raid sirens sounded in Gulf states after launched retaliatory strikes targeting US bases. Iranian state media said that the US strikes have rendered futile the diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict. The latest US strikes come after Iranian forces hit ships in the Strait of Hormuz, saying they were using unapproved routes. Iran claims the strait is now closed until further notice. The US says it's a vital maritime corridor and insists Iran does not control it. Well, for more on that, Barbara Plex-Asher is in Jerusalem for us.
The U.S. Military Central Command put out a statement early this morning saying they had finished their latest round of strikes, which started on Sunday night, that they had fired at various targets, including coastal radar stations, drones, small boats, the kind of weapons that Iran could use to strike ships, and their point is to prevent it from doing so. The Iranians have said that there were quite wide-ranging strikes in southern and western part of the country, including 2 islands. They say 1 person was killed and 4 injured, and that they have since responded firing at U.S. assets in neighboring countries, Bahrain, Kuwait and Jordan. And what we've seen, Catherine, over the past couple of days is that the Iranians have been expanding their targets. They had until recently been focusing mostly on Kuwait and Bahrain, but now we've had, I think this is maybe the 3rd time they have fired at Jordan, something they really haven't done very much at all during the war and after. So they're really wanting to send the message that this is they see this as a very serious issue, and they're digging in with their version of how they should be in charge of the strait.
And as things stand today, Barbara, who's controlling the strait?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What the Americans have said is they are in a position to safeguard shipping through a route that goes along the coast of Oman. We know that they have been providing air cover there, and they say that is open to 2-way traffic. They are quite determined to send the message that the strait is open and that shipping is possible. It's very important to the Americans. Well, it's important to the world because you need free shipping, but also especially for political reasons for the Americans. They want to be able to bring the oil prices down before midterm elections in November, and that is something that's preoccupying the Trump administration. So that is what they're saying. However, the ships that have been attacked have exactly been in this route along the Omani coast, and the Iranians have said that we didn't approve that route. You can't go that way. We agreed to clear the mines that are in the center of the strait, and in the meantime, you're supposed to come along a route next to our coast. And they have accused the Americans of disrupting their attempts to make arrangements for shipping. They have said now the strait is closed. We know that they have set up an authority, that they want to issue permits. They had talked about issuing fees. So it's really very something that Iran is seizing now. You know, the strait was open and it wasn't subject to any sort of control before the war. Now Iran has seen its ability to disrupt the economy of the world by blocking it. It's also sees this as a way to make money, and they seem to be digging in. We had a couple of very senior officials say over the weekend, actually, the Strait of Hormuz is more important than atomic weapons. So that, I think, sends the message that they're not going to give in soon. It's believed that neither side wants a return to full-on war, but what analysts are saying is that this seems to be a controlled escalation driven by their stances, their needs on both sides.